Does anyone else want to finally get into exploring the new DLC? Because I think we're right about there. I'm feeling good. So last time we were around, we went and we set up our titanium mining outpost out in the volcanic regions. I also went in off stream. Did I build an outpost somewhere? Did I abandon the outpost that I built? I don't know. I went in somewhere and I built up some Ferdinite as well. So we've got Ferdinite, we've got titanium coming in. We've gone through a little bit of extra tech. I've found the trigger for our DLC, which is going down here.
Base is under attack.
Base is under attack, apparently. Which is going down to explore a weird fungus shroom thing. And but before we get to that, we are going to do a very exciting base upgrade. Of course, base upgrades trigger strong attacks.
This will attract a lot of attention.
We have some time before the attack.
They are coming
Let's strengthen our
from the
defenses.
northeast. We gotta make sure these front bases are upgraded with the latest and greatest of our tower technology here. Let's see.
Base is under attack.
Base is under attack. What's under attack?
Developed.
New buildings are
Yeah, there's
available
some
for construction.
Baddies running around causing trouble out and about. So we'll clear these guys out. We still have our 4 attack drones with us. Doing some good attack drone kind of work. It's going to leave us pretty squishy, actually, because we don't really have any defensive drones in play here. Let's check some of these other bases, make sure they're upgraded as best we can. These are all pretty staunch bastions. I think they should be pretty well equipped. This one's maybe a little light.
Base is under attack.
What else do I put around it? I don't know, we've got so many. I feel like we researched too many towers, and now I don't know what to even build. Shockwave towers. So I think shockwave towers are basically like sort of like slowing cold towers. So maybe we'll put them along the outside.
A new technology has
See
been
if that's
developed.
helpful at all.
New buildings are available for
We
construction.
could also add some outside mine laying towers. Could be fun. Could be a good time. What do we got? How much time left? 10 seconds. All right. The end is nigh. Oh, we've researched shield generators, which would be amazing, but they take plasma or resin, and I don't even know what resin is. Okay, let's switch to our guns. I'm gonna use. We've used our chainsaws extensively when we were in the volcano lands, and they were amazing. But we're gonna try using some rail guns and high caliber rifles.
We're ready for them.
For a while. We're gonna do that because they've got they got long range and powerful pierce damage. They sort of shoot through everything, so I think they'll be really effective for dealing with a long charging horde. Being able to sort of pierce through all the targets should work really well. We just got to make sure we don't get ourselves surrounded. I think they'll also synergize.
Has been destroyed.
Oh, something to get them destroyed. I think they'll also synergize nicely with.
One of our energy connectors has been destroyed.
Oh, that's crazy. I think they'll synergize nicely with our attack drones. That's what I'm trying to say.
Base is under attack.
Let's give them the tornado. Whoosh. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the bodies. Oh God, the humanity. Okay, we're gonna shift to the east. That side seems good.
A building has been destroyed.
Got a lot of stuff out east here. Shoot out our antimatter ball. Blast some of these big guys are coming in. We're gonna go an orbital strike on them. Glorious. Something's hitting me. I don't even see what's getting me. But we should. There's a lot of guys here. Looks like the western side's all fine, so everything left is on the east here.
Threat neutralized.
Okay.
This will buy
we
us
must have
some
got
time
it.
until the next attack. Let's
Yeah,
check
I'm
what's new
feeling
after the HQ upgrade.
really well equipped. Grab some of this loot. They drop so much stuff. Oh, the tornado, it's
A
glorious.
tornado
Oh, I
is
love it.
demolishing our base.
Fire tornado. I think it might do some friendly fire damage, so we gotta be a little cautious about launching it out in the middle of our stuff. But and the other attack was over hereabouts, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Yeah, there's a little bit of loot up there, I think.
A new technology has been developed.
New blueprints
You gotta get
are
to the loot
available
quick,
for crackdown.
because it
Base
despawns
is
rapidly
under attack.
when there's a billion entities on the ground. But that went really well. If that was a big attack, we wrecked it. Damn near killed it.
A
So
building
let's
has been destroyed.
rebuild some of these forward... Something's attacking me back there too. Very annoying. We'll rebuild some of these forward mining posts because we want to just make sure we're draining the ground, draining all the resources out of this place that we can possibly can. Power is a problem. And
Research
since we are now done with our headquarters, the reason we upgrade our headquarters is, of course, because it unlocks a next level down of technology that we could get to. So we can finally get this bottom tier of technology, because I've really been wanting to get fusion power plant level 3 online. And I want that because our power situation is suboptimal here. We're using up a little more than we're making, and I don't have any way I want to transition with it yet. Or rather, I think fusion's the way I want to transition. I don't want to spend too much time building up other stuff. Smaller scale power production. I just want to move straight to the big boys, which is the fusion. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's go and explore our fungus. So what happened was fungal spores sort of flew in over the radar, gigantic ones, and we said let's go explore them. It says extract. There's this crazy purple stuff. Extract a sample. Let's do it.
I can transport the sample with the Megasuit's gravity modulator arm extension. Please bear in mind that if we rift jump while holding this object, it will not travel with us.
Okay, let's take a walk then.
This sample is safe within the force field, but it is going to deteriorate quite quickly if we drop it to the ground.
Okay, I guess I gotta walk this back manually with my legs. Ridiculous. Well, you know, not my legs. Oops. Bad guys.
Ashley,
Bad guys.
are you interested in this object out of pure scientific curiosity? Or are you seriously worried that it could pose a real threat?
Well, I guess both. I am still really excited about all of the magnificent wildlife that we're experiencing on Galatea every day. I came here as a scientist and as an explorer, and I still feel that way. Although I have to admit, this planet is much more dangerous than I expected. It's like everything has been trying to kill us around. Okay, we delivered a huge chunk of the
Cut off
macrospore
that
to the alien
chat.
research lab. Let's see what it can tell us.
I have analyzed the pollen in the air and the macrospore sample. The first thing to note is that they were produced by 2 different species of fungi.
That's interesting. The fungi that produce those gigantic flying spores would have to be enormous. And the amount of biomass in that cloud is also quite astounding.
The next thing we have learned is that the large spores feed on the microscopic grains of the pollen cloud. They would not be able to fly very far without it.
An intriguing parasitic relationship. Can you tell me more about that large spore? How was it able to spread that growth around its landing site so quickly? Can it survive in this environment?
That flying object was a carrier vessel that contained multiple fungal spores, surrounded by a thick layer of hypernutritious resin-like substance, and shielded by strong chitin walls. The organisms around the landing site used up the nutrients from the carrier vessel to develop very quickly. However, I am not certain if they will be able to survive in this environment, nor if they should be classified as a threat.
I'm not convinced about that. The fact that they're not trying to tear us apart with claws or beaks doesn't make them harmless. The sheer size of that spore cloud could make it dangerous. What if it starts to change the local ecosystem? What if it serves as a growth catalyst for the acidic yeast colonies that we've encountered? We can't just ignore this. We have to find where this cloud is coming from and determine if it is dangerous.
Now that we have analyzed the cloud's content, we can input that data to the planetary scanner to search for areas that can contain large amounts of biomass with similar element composition spectrum.
Let's look at biomes that can support large fungal colonies, potentially warm and with lots of water.
Affirmative. Further scans indicate an area that matches this query. It is a vast river delta located in a subtropical zone. The vegetation in that biome is very dense and strongly distinct from what we have seen in other parts of the planet. Its location suggests that it could be the source of the spore cloud.
Okay, that sounds good, Mr. Riggs. Please mark the location on the planetary scanner, and let's go to that fungal swamp as soon as we can.
Am I crazy, or did they change the voice of Mr. Riggs here? Did they lose our Mr. Riggs voice actor for this DLC? Maybe so. He certainly sounded a bit different to me. I kind of preferred the old one, I think. I thought the old one had a nice vibe to him, but that's all right. So, we've got some crazy fungus coming in here, and we know this planet is ludicrously dangerous. So, I think we're going to go and investigate where crazy fungus is coming from. And then just out of force of habit, I am building another sort of base here to blast our enemies. Just in case. You can never have enough of these little forward bases because the time will come. And, I mean, that's not true. We might actually have enough because we are pretty well defended here. In fact, I was just thinking that we are so well defended, we might just skip a couple of the other DLCs and then we'll just finish. We'll do this fungal DLC, and then we'll trigger our end game battle, and we'll see how it goes from there. Oh, this guy needed power too. Did I save enough space for that? Okay, right there. So yeah, let's go explore that crazy fungus river delta and see what they have to say. This should build up out here, no problem. The base is otherwise in a good spot. Let's do it. Oh, we wanted to switch our tech too. We got our headquarters upgraded to a higher level. Fusion power plants, pretty please. We can also then queue up a bunch of other stuff. We can now queue up the next level of armory. We could even queue up the next level of alien research. Those will all be important for us sooner rather than later. Okay, let's go. Where are we headed? The fungal swamp outpost. High hazenite and rhodonite and ferdinite and tanzanite. Threat level medium. Interesting. Let's see what they mean by medium. Now, I've never been here before, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's dangerous. I don't know what's safe. We'll figure it out together here. See what there is to see. Excited. I'm excited. The other DLCs are an underground caverns one and the metal plains, where it's lots of almost like alien archaeology, metallic life forms, crazy stuff. Those are super cool. I really suggest you play them yourself, but I'm not going to go through them in this playthrough. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Maybe this episode, maybe next episode. We'll figure it out here. All right, what do we see here, Mr. Riggs? It's pretty.
Rift jump successful. Air temperature 321 degrees Kelvin. Humidity at maximum. Visibility very low.
Wait, Mr. Riggs, stop. Look over there.
Ooh, cutscene. Looks like we found Yggdrasil, if it was a mushroom. It's a multi-decker giant mushroom. I love it. I want one. I want to build a base on it.
Wow. I've never seen anything like this. That tree is enormous. We have to go see it up close. It's breathtaking.
I concur, Ashley. It appears to be even larger than the cloud drifters on Cephalus.
Yes, it definitely looks bigger. Let's go. We have to see it up close.
It's definitely... Are these carnivorous plants, or are they just looking at me when I walk around? There's a giant butterfly. Interesting. Alright, well, let's keep going. The plants are all looking at me.
It's even
nothing's
more
attacking
impressive
me.
when we're standing close to it.
Ooh,
But
carbonium.
I can't really make out the structure of this great tree. It's partially covered with the same growth that we've seen come out of that flying spore that reached our HQ. The trunk appears to be intertwined in thick, thorny vines. And I see hundreds of creatures crawling amongst its branches. It looks very old and dried out. Let's go around the base of the tree. I want to learn more about it.
There's tons of carbonium down here. Okay, now we're starting to see some hostile creatures. Nothing a railgun can't handle. There's a little source of some gas there. Interesting. They want us to go look around the tree. Oh, here we
This
go.
side of the tree is densely covered with parasite nests. The entire trunk is crawling with them. It looks like they've overwhelmed this organism and they're draining all of its life.
It's not good. We like giant trees. We don't like parasites. Oh, look, these red things you could blast and they blow up. Kind of satisfying little pop.
The trunk of the tree is densely entangled with some sort of aggressive thorn vine. It almost looks like it's trying to strangle this giant organism.
Warning! I am detecting a lot of movement coming down from the tree. Ashley, get ready to fight.
Oh, look, there's like guys crawling off the tree. Oh, that looks super cool. I like it. Ooh, there's quite a few. Our super piercing weapon loadout, though, seems to be working quite well for us. Okay. Baddies. It's like a new purple-eyed flavor of the mud tossing guys. There's a lot of resources out here. If we needed some, this would be a reasonable place to set up a base. Oh look, we can even tunnel through these vines. Interesting. Okay. Tunneling was a mechanic they added with that underground DLC I was talking about, so that's cool. Basically, you just sort of hold down your space button. More of these giant slugs that toss their shells at us, or snails, whatever they are. Can't even see what's attacking me, I'm just blasting. So I started blasting. New species of plants that are spitting acid. You know, like you'd expect.
This side of the tree doesn't look so dried out. It has visible living tissue. I can even see some resin-like substance coming out from the crevices in the trunk.
Warning! Hostile creatures are swarming down on us from the tree. Ashley, prepare to fight.
I'll drop some lightning turrets.
A building has been
Looks
destroyed.
like mostly like little spindly crawler creatures that are spitting
Okay, Mr.
acid.
Riggs. I think we should set up a research outpost at the base of this tree and learn more about the situation
Should
in
throw
this
fire
biome.
tornadoes at
I
this tree.
think this giant organism is the key to our riddle.
What riddle?
The pollen cloud and the gigantic flying spores trying to invade our headquarters? That's why we came here.
I am sorry, Ashley. I still have not classified those events as a threat to our mission. All of this looks like a natural part of this planet's ecosystem.
I hope you're right. Either way, I don't want to take that risk.
They want me to build an outpost. Alright, fair enough. I was just saying it's got a lot of resources. Let's
A new technology has been developed.
let's maybe focus
blueprints are
on the
available for crafting.
southeast side, because there's a couple of options for natural gas over there. That might be a good way to build out. I don't think we can build on the water. Okay, yeah, so it is properly water, so we need to build on land. Okay, we'll build on land up here. nestled in. Blow up some of these red things, which I don't like the looks of. It's weird. Popping.
Okay,
Outpost?
we've got an outpost building up and running. Now we can move on to constructing the necessary research infrastructure around the tree and start gathering data about this organism.
It is going to be challenging to defend our base in the swamp. There is very little building space available, and we will not be able to rely on wind and solar energy. We should focus on more efficient energy sources, like flammable gas, nuclear, or fusion power.
We can use biocondensers to gather sludge from the mud pools all around us and convert that into flammable gas. Energy
cool.
shouldn't be a problem. We just need to think different.
Extended pipelines will be difficult to defend.
That is true, but we can secure them with floating immolator towers. Plus, pipelines are cheap to rebuild.
Floating
A new
immolator
technology
towers.
has been developed.
New blueprints are available for crafting. New buildings are available for construction.
Build and activate research stations around the Great Tree. Okay, so we need a base up first, basically. How much gas are we going to be pumping out of here? Oh, we need power for the gas extractor to even work? That's annoying. In that case, we'll just do like a little quad wind turbine next to it, I think. Don't look at me, plants. I'll blast you in the next Tuesday. Okay. Wind turbines to make sure our gas pumps pump some gas. And there we go. What are we getting? 250 a second? I think... No, it should be... Yeah, okay. Should be 250 a second. Good. 250 a second. And then if we're using gas power plants, they eat 50, so we get 5 of them, which should be a lot of power for us. And space is super tight, so we're just going to keep everything on top of each other.
Approaching our base. Get ready for battle.
Hostile creatures from the north and the southeast. A little faster than I had expected. Trouble? And I don't know how much trouble to expect out here. We need a minute 40 for those power plants to get up. Looks like we're doing it manually, folks.
Base is under attack.
F it, we'll do it live. Okay, just little guys so far. Not too bad. Oh, that railgun's really doing a number on him. I like it. Quite satisfying.
One of our buildings has been destroyed.
That's repaired good. Buildings have been destroyed. Okay, still south. Not too bad. Just a tiny little attack. Let our attack drones clear up these little fellas. Oh, you know what we could have done? We have a huge stockpile of meat and even more of
strong
plants.
winds can make our life easier. Wind turbines are spinning like crazy.
We could have gone straight into wind and plant power generation, but 5 of these things is going to give me 5,000 energy, which should be a lot to work with here. So we should be okay. I think we'll do an energy pylon up here as well. That'll help us make it wireless, so we can then shoot it across the map. What else do we want? Maybe floating... Oh, there's floating versions of towers. Hold on.
Research completed.
Let's look at this research tree. Usually new stuff probably opened up in alien research. Floating immolator towers. Yes, indeed, that is a thing. Fusion core reduces build time and build cost and radar range. Oh, that's interesting. You could stack a bunch of these to make stuff cheaper to build. Oh, that seems like a great idea. Let's try and lean into those maybe. I feel like you could stack 4 of those and then you build all of your fusion plants kind of thing. Is there anything else that opened up on us here? Not really, I guess. Not yet. We shall see. Okay. Fair enough. And we might as well mine all this carbonium that's on our doorstep here. Okay. Tons of power. What am I going to do with all this power right now? Well, they want us to be building research stations. So let's do that.
A new technology has
Bugs.
been developed.
New blueprints are
Blow
available
'em
for
away.
crafting. Base is under attack.
Die bugs. Kill all the bugs. Still plants. Even worse than bugs. Plants. Whew. Alright. Lots of killing to be doing out here, right? Never a dull moment.
The wind is calming
Unfortunately,
down.
that water there is short enough that we can stretch a power cable over the top of it.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
What am I
New
building out here?
buildings
I don't
are
think we need
available for
tons
construction.
of defense. We are going to need, if we want to build any defense, we're going to need some AI cores up. So we'll need to squeeze these into the old base here. And then our power doesn't reach over here real well, but we could do an energy pylon to make sure it gets over here, because I do want to protect this power supply, or this gas base, because this is the central location that most of my power is coming from. So I don't know, I just keep, whenever I'm building towers, building defenses and things, I'm like, oh, this would be nice. Oh, and this one would be nice. Oh, this one would be nice too. We should build some of these. Oh, and then we have these ones too. Let's build these ones. It's a slippery slope. We've got like 15 different types of towers unlocked, and I want to build like 3 or 4 of each of them. Yeah, get rid of some of these thorny thickets out here. This is already exciting. I love new content. I love new content. Maybe someday we'll even get new Dune content. But new stuff to explore is so fun. I appreciate you guys joining me on this journey of Riftbreaker. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a great time with it. I know I've heard from some of you that you've also had a really good time with it, and I'm so pleased to hear that. It was just my intention really was, 1, for me to have a good time and explore some new content here, and 2, to introduce people to some new stuff that maybe they haven't seen before. So if this is new to you and you haven't seen it before, and maybe you've given it a shot, that's so exciting for me. I love that. We might try a little bit more of exploring new stuff in the future. Okay, so we're setting up a little defense up there, another research station. I think we may need maybe a little bit of main base defense here. What's that gonna look like? Towers, probably, of some sort. Laser tower. I can't even tell the different towers apart. There's so many at this point in time. Here we go. Plasma towers, railgun towers, a couple of healing towers, some gun towers. I don't know. Have some towers. Have some guns. Here, have some guns. Okay, let's, maybe we'll also...
Warning. A hostile group of
Warning,
creatures
of course.
is heading towards our base. Prepare for an incoming attack.
You can never have enough carbonium, so we're gonna stretch out over here. Boom, boom, boom. Missiles, towers, turrets, teleporters, all the good stuff. Yeah, we haven't needed any of the fancy floating stuff. I think we'll be just fine keeping things on land. So looks like the attack's coming from all over. West, south, southeast, all that stuff. Okay, we're back. We are 1 minute till we're under attack here. Maybe a little bit more stuff buffed up down here. Loading immolator towers, piercer towers, acid, lightning. So many options to work with here. Okay, so the last attack was pretty small. We should be able to knock off one more easy, and then we will make sure that... Was I building the right thing? I thought we should already be getting progress for some of these research bases. That one got destroyed. Interesting. We need a teleporter up top so we can teleport up to the other research base if needs be. For sure. Okay. Bad guys coming in 10 seconds. We need power to this thing. That was the trouble. Here we go. Power. Get our teleporter up here. And we will just venture forth. Baddies should be incoming momentarily. Baddies?
Ashley, I'm detecting a lot of movement in the upper parts of the Great Tree. We should prepare to defend our base from the tree's direction.
Roger that, Mr. Riggs. Let's place some defensive towers within our base just in case.
Okay. It seems like enemy movement detected in the Great Tree. Okay, it seems like that maybe overwrote the other attack that was coming, because I haven't seen whatever that other attack was going to be. Defensive towers around our base. Just do lasers. How's our power? Our power is pretty good. Stick a handful of lasers here. Maybe attack drones make sense around the base as well. I feel like the buildings could get in the way of things. So anytime we could do stuff that will like teleport or fly might be a good way to defend. Enemy movement detected in the Great Tree in 50 seconds. Alright, and we need something set up in Zone C. Don't know if we're going to get to Zone C. This is too far to reach. Alright, we'll just wait for whatever is coming out of the tree to come on out. And in the meantime, we'll do a little bit of mining over here. How's our power looking? We're using 4,000 of 5,000, so we are actually starting to get towards the limits. Oh, sorry, ignore the the booping in the background. That's me, it's not you. You don't have new messages coming in. 8 seconds, let's see what they got. What do you got for me? Maybe we'll switch to chainsaws. See what's coming down.
Warning! Hostile creatures are coming down the tree.
Can't see anything. Looks like the lasers are doing stuff though.
Under attack.
Let's run forward with our chainsaws out. Chainsaws out for Harambe, boys. Okay. They just look like little tiny fellows. Nothing big. I would say we chop that up with no problem at all. So we will run around to the west side of the base and get that last research center set up. Let's do it. Okay, right up here. So we'll set up our remote power transmission. And then we need to get our research station here. Run some power to it. Get some radar up here, a little teleporter, some repairs, some turrets. Should be all good. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Can we stretch up to get to that Adronium? Not really.
The research lab in Sector B has finished gathering data.
Okay. We just need Sector C set up here. It's going to take a minute to build this power relay, and then it's gonna take a little while to get it all the way research, or yeah, or get our research progressed, I suppose. So we might as well just sort of build out whatever we can. Is there any other exploration we need to do around here? I don't know that that's relevant. I don't know how. I'm not trying too hard. I mean, we're capped out on carbonium, ironium at the moment, so I'm not.
Danger! A large group of creatures is coming down.
Coming down the tree. I'm not super invested in getting more mines set up. We're pretty well secured there. Let's just run around the tree with chainsaws out. I'm sure the tree will love that. Those lasers are doing really nicely, though. I didn't quite realize that they were so fast firing. They're doing a great job of acquiring new targets and stuff.
New technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
We could do another couple of laser turrets over here, maybe. They did great blowing stuff up. Oh, we're getting attacked on the west side. Look at this. Bugs all over the place. Although, we're doing a pretty good job chopping stuff up here. These guys run away from me when I get close. It's not as fun with the chainsaws when they run away. Shoot you with railguns instead then.
One of our energy connectors has been destroyed.
A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
A building has been destroyed.
Oh, and on the east side too. They're coming off the tree like crazy.
The research lab in Sector A has finished gathering data.
Okay. Just need Sector C to finish up. Keep these guys from messing up my pipelines. Okay. Should be good. Should be good. How's our power look? Acceptable. For the most part, this stuff repaired and survived. Okay, 82 of 260, just waiting for Zone C to finish up. I think our defenses are probably adequate. Would it hurt to do more? Maybe because there's so many little guys around. Maybe we opt into some extra lightning towers. Might be worthwhile. Shotgun towers is probably not exactly what we're looking for here. Okay. Reasonably pleased. We could do even a little more exploration around. Blast some of these other indigenous life forms. Still grabbing research. Yeah, I think we're safe to do a little exploration. What's up here? Just some mining stuff. Yeah, none of this is really exciting me too much. We'll drop some scanning turrets around, see if we could get any good scans of the local flora and fauna. Looks like we uncovered some stuff, some cobalt. How are we at 195 of 260? We're nearly there. We've also explored just about everything that I care to explore. some bad guys. We could set up a little bit of mining out here, I suppose, while we wait. I'm always torn between I don't want to do any more mining, I'm tired of it, and I could do a little more mining. Maybe I'll need it later on. You never know. You can never have too many resources. If you learn one thing from watching me play some Riftbreaker, it's that you always need more. More. There's never going to be enough. The factory must grow, or the turrets must grow. We need an infinite amount of power and metal.
Developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
The research lab in Sector C has finished gathering data. Ashley, all of the research stations have finished their quantum scans of the Great Tree structure. You can proceed with the analysis.
Interesting. This organism has a very complex, multi-layered structure that goes deep underground. The part that's visible above ground is primarily responsible for reproduction, which is very similar to Earth-based mushrooms.
So, what is the interesting part?
The fruit body, which we've dubbed the mushroom tree, is close to 100 meters tall. If the underground body of this fungus holds proportions similar to Earth-based fungus, this entire organism could span hundreds of kilometers. Who knows, maybe it's underlying all of this swamp.
That is a bold theory. But even if it is true, it still does not mean that this fungus is a threat to our mission on Galatea 37.
Wait, there's more. The pollen cloud that reached our base was emitted by this huge fungal species. But the larger spores that were spreading the infectious growth came from a different species. Our data shows that the invasive spores share DNA with the parasites that are crawling all over this tree.
That sounds like a typical parasitic relationship, which is quite common in nature.
Maybe, but not on this scale. These parasites have almost completely taken over this great mushroom tree. That huge spore cloud was just a manifestation of the problems to come. Imagine what could happen if a few hundred square kilometers big organisms started to multiply in an uncontrolled manner. I think that this ecosystem is on the verge of collapsing and that we should try to bring it back to balance.
I am still not convinced, Ashley, but you are the boss here. What would you like to do next?
First, we should stop these parasites from multiplying any further. I don't want to use brute force against them. That could damage the organism and wouldn't be very effective. Maybe we could try to find some natural repellent that could drive them away from this tree.
I have cross-checked this parasite species' chemical spectrum against planetary quantum scans of the fungal swamp. This species appears to be commonly
Didn't even
present
realize
in
I was under
smaller
attack all over the place. I was
populations
just
throughout the entire
happily
biome.
building and
However,
listening.
There are a few areas that are free of it.
Good thinking, Mr. Riggs. We have to check what is so repulsive in these places.
I am not detecting any hostile creatures on the Great Tree anymore. Threat eliminated.
I hope so. It's hard to defend from the outside and from the inside of our base at the same time.
I concur, Ashley. I have marked one of these areas on the planetary scanner interface. We can go there as soon as you're ready.
Danger! Enemy creatures are closing in. Get ready to fight.
I think some of these audio
One of our
cues are getting
buildings
mixed
has
up.
been destroyed.
Oh, there's definitely
is
some
under
bad guys
attack.
to the
One of
west.
our energy
Oh,
connectors
and to the
has
east.
been destroyed.
All over the place, actually. Oh dear, power is down. Why is power down? That's Trey bad. Do we lose part of our pipeline here? Please, okay, pipeline looks like it's back up. Power is back online.
One of our buildings has been destroyed.
Not too bad. We got... And to the west. Blast, blast, blast. I feel like the drones do a lot of work cleaning up the little chaff around, which I like. Okay, so... we want to save the environment.
It looks like the weather is calming down. Wind is getting slower.
Base is under attack.
And in order to save the environment, we're going to need to head deeper into the swamp.
The wind is very slow
I just
today.
want to clean up the destruction of those last couple attacks to make sure the various mining things that we put online are okay. Also, I had started while they were talking doing these biomass condensers, which basically turn the mud into sludge, and then we run it right into gas filtering, and the gas filtering turns the sludge into some flammable gas for us. We could even do more, but we can't quite fit it down here. But what we're gonna do, plus 500 flammable gas per second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some of our extra power to do a liquid compressor. Takes a 150 liquid per
A new
second, so we'll
technology
do
has
like
been developed.
4 of
New
these if
buildings
we
are
can.
available for construction.
1, 2, 3. Do we have enough space for any more? 4. Okay. So what these do is it basically liquid compression turns our gas into basically works to teleport these liquids elsewhere into other biomes that we could use. So I've got an extra whole bunch of gas that I'm not using, and we're gonna compress it, and we'll be able to move to another base and then set up a decompressor there and pump the gas teleport the gas right out basically. That'll be good. What do these things take? These things are really energy heavy. Might be hard to even power currently. Let's put up an extra, not a geothermal, an extra gas power plant because we got a little extra of the gas laying around. And it's gonna take like a minute or two for those to work. We could pump any extra into our pipelines here. I don't think we really have the space for it. Space is indeed quite tight out here, but there's lots of resources to work with. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. Just to get a little extra in and about.
Wind is picking up again.
This will help us. Oh, we're way over our limit now. What do we do if we're way over our limit? We got 2 more power plants coming online. Each of those are going to be 2,000, so we're not going to be too far over our limit. We'll be real close. Maybe we'll go ahead and stick a 2 or 3 plant mass power plant. Plants. Plant power plants out here. And that'll help shore up our power needs. Should get us in the green, I would expect. I just want to wait for everything to be built because things don't really, I think they don't build if you teleport away. I just want it all finalized so that this place is at least self-sufficient. So just waiting another 20-30 seconds for these new gas power plants to fill up, and we should be all good from there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, almost. Okay, interesting. What's our timing look like? That took us a fair bit of time to do stuff. Yeah, I think maybe we'll wrap up here actually, because that took us longer than we expected. Took me longer than I was expecting to get this far. So, we will.
A new technology has been developed.
New technology.
New buildings are available for construction.
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop back to my main base. I'm gonna do the various upgrades on buildings, because if we look through our tech, we
completed.
got a whole bunch of tech done. I could set up maybe some fusion plants back there finally, which would make me pleased. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All kinds of messages, things beeping in real life for me, so I should probably take care of some of those. Yeah, so like we could upgrade some of our research centers and our laboratories and stuff. So I'll go ahead and do that off stream, and then when we come back, we will be ready to go and investigate the inner swamp. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, other things are calling. To the inner swamp next time. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a relatively quick one, but I think we'll try and wrap it all up with the next one. Maybe we'll make the next part the rest of the fungal swamp, and then maybe the end game battle, and we'll call it a day. So that's, I think, what I'm going to aim for. I've had a great time. It's been so much fun playing some Riftbreaker. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. We're going to be doing some other fun stuff in the future, maybe even coming back to Riftbreaker at some future point when they finally get... they're working hard to add co-op play to it. And oh boy, it would be so fun with co-op play. I'd love to do that. And there's also other play modes of survival, where you basically play a little snapshot of the game for like an hour of, you know, everything's sped up super quick, but it only takes like an hour and a half. And you build an entire base and defend it, and you know, if you survive for an hour and a half, you've beaten the game, kind of thing. So that's a fun little bite-sized portion. We might do that if there's some compelling reason to do so, but oh well, enough rambling. That's our fungal swamp for today. We're gonna aim for the finale of the fungal swamp next time, and end game battle. Whew, should be fun. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.